Hello and welcome to the show. Ruby Gibson is a property manager at Century 21, living at Mosman in Sydney, and joins us now as another one of the featured property managers in the MRI Property Rockstar series. Ruby, welcome to the show.
Hello, welcome, thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have you along. Thank you very much. Firstly, tell me about Mosman, the area, and also about your business, C21 Living.
Yep, so there's been a Century 21 in Mosman for over 30 years. The actual first Century 21 franchise in Australia was our Mosman office, so that's quite a good achievement. The current ownership has been in place for over 2 years now, and a bit about our kind of rent roll is our properties are primarily in the lower North Shore, but we do look after properties in the upper North Shore, eastern suburbs, inner west, quite a few actually out of area ones, which is good. It's a good diverse portfolio.
Yeah, very good. Tell me about how you're working in the current conditions. It's pretty tough now with COVID. I did call the office and I noticed that it's that most people are working from home now. How are you working in that environment?
Yeah, so at the start when COVID was kind of really high in New South Wales, we were all working from home 4 days a week where we just had one person in the office per day. So just to organise keys for tradies collecting and new tenants moving in. But at the moment, as New South Wales isn't as bad as Victoria, we've kind of implemented us all coming back. So most of us are in the office every day, but each of us have still 1 day working from home. So it's still not that full office. And obviously the sales agents come and go, so they're not in as much. So we usually only have about 4 people in the office at all times, and we've got quite a large office area. So it's definitely safe to work in for us, which is great.
Have you enjoyed that working remotely over the last couple of months? Has that been good for you in terms of productivity?
Yes, I would say definitely, because it's so, at the moment we're so social, like we've got everything remotely. So it's been really easy. I literally just got my own laptop, opened it up and everything's on the cloud. So it's been really easy to work from home.
Yeah, fantastic. I think we're all learning a whole lot of new skills and quite enjoying it too. Ruby, can I ask? Definitely. Yeah, can I ask you about your business? Would you say it's in a growth phase? Because it's not it's not an easy time to be operating right now. Is it in a growth phase? And what are you doing if that is your strategy?
Yep. So currently we're not, but we're currently looking for an experienced BDM with the aim to bring a larger number of rentals. This is underpinned by a strong, experienced and educated property management team, which I know can look after the client's need better than most.
Yeah, and a BDM will be a great addition to the team as well. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what would you say were your main focuses in the business for the next 12 months?
Probably, I know that our principal definitely wants to grow the rent roll. I think, and he's also, looking for a new sales agent. So obviously to get more sale property in. We do have quite a few sales agents at the moment. We have about 5 or 4 currently working with us, but he definitely wants to expand that. And as I said, the BDM as well.
Because it's a great opportunity, isn't it, for a very active property management business like the one you've got to be working with an active sales team, because there's a lot of listings can come into property management from sales, and a lot of sales can come out of property management to keep it in the business.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
it's like a bounce off business. It's great.
Yeah. Let's talk about fees for a moment. Have you had much pressure on fees, say in the last 12 months? And if so, what have you done to overcome that?
Look, most of the time we do a great job in general. But if it was ever an issue with the client, we can't always match the lower fees of our competitors, because there's these new online ones which are really low. But we know if the concentrate of high service levels, then most clients are happy to pay high fees if they know they are being well looked after, which we always do.
Yeah, it's all about relationship, isn't it? I mean, you build a relationship with people. Yeah, and the price really doesn't come into it if you're providing a good service. Let me ask you this, Ruby, and I know you've spoken to your principal about this, but just in a broad sense, what would you see as the challenges to the property management businesses in Australia in the next 12 to 18 months?
Definitely COVID-19 would play a large part on that. just because obviously people can't afford to keep an investment property. They're having to move in. Also rents on the lower North Shore, I believe in most of the areas now because of COVID as well, but they've decreased quite a lot on the lower North Shore. So obviously with rents going down, our fees would go down, like the percentage of what our income is decreased. So hopefully that doesn't, last very long, but that's currently what we're starting to see.
Yeah, I think everyone's in the same boat with that one. So it's really difficult to know what is going to happen in the next 12 months. But thank you for giving us your thoughts on that. Can I ask you about technology now? How much of an important role does that play in the Century 21 business?
Quite a lot. It's quite a large part, from the software systems we use to the reports we do on our phones. Everything we do is simpler and quicker due to technology. Even working from home, as I said, during COVID-19 was simple. We had everything on the cloud. None of that would have really been possible without the improvements in technology.
I'm talking to you now on Zoom, which is, tremendous for communication, and we're actually on your iPhone, I think, or your phone anyway. What's the one piece of tech that you couldn't be without?
Definitely the phone. So as with now Zoom, I've got all my contacts for my landlords and my tenants and my creditors. We've got all our reports, my calendar on here, my emails, everything is on this phone. So I could literally go anywhere and work on this.
Well, what sort of email program do you use? Is it one through the office?
360, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, really keen to ask you, a final question would be about inspiration. A lot of people struggling right now with motivation because it is a difficult time and there's a lot of negative press around as well. But who inspires you, Ruby? How do you stay motivated?
So I reckon our principal takes a large portion of that. He's great. He's been great during COVID time. It's been really easy. He just keeps us motivated all the time, saying, either way, we still have a job, which I'm so grateful of. So unfortunately, some people during this time haven't, or their time has decreased during work, but he keeps us motivated. And also all the team, are still being in the office sometimes and keep pushing everyone to just keep doing their best during this hard time.
Yeah. Well, Ruby, I wish you all the best, and thank you to you and your principal for allowing us to have this chat with you, to join us in the MRI Property Rockstars series. I thank you very much for your time and wish you all the success in the future, Ruby. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.